Hi everyone. So we'll start with the doubt session for week 2 now, and I'll just share my screen. I hope I'm clearly audible to everyone. Is my screen visible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll start with the doubts, and we'll first take the doubts from the week itself. Like if there's a doubt from the concept, we can start from that, and then we can move on to the questions. Are there any doubts in the concepts for week 2? If there are any doubts from week 2, you can just in for now in the concepts of week 2, you can just unmute yourself and ask. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Are there no doubts from so are there no doubts from the concepts for week 2?
No, ma'am. No doubts, ma'am.
Okay, then we'll start with the questions. You can ask the questions from activities and the practice assignment that you had. So you can start from there. Any doubts from activity 1, 2, or any other activity, or from the practice assignment?
Ma'am, since I've just completed up to activity 2.9 and I've not watched the video of equation of parallel and perpendicular lines in general form. Like, can we discuss about it? But it's not my doubt. I haven't just done it. If any other person has no doubt.
Yeah, we can discuss that if there are no doubts, I guess. Are there no doubts from week 2? Anywhere from week 2?
Can we do that? It will be kind of revision also.
Parallel and perpendicular lines?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll start with that then. So to identify, you generally are asked to identify lines, if they are perpendicular or parallel. So the condition for firstly for perpendicular lines is for
Sorry to
perpendicular
interrupt,
lines.
ma'am.
Yes.
2.12, question number 4 as well. And
Let's just
2.11 activity, question number 1.
while we're discussing the perpendicular and parallel lines, everyone
Yeah.
can just mark their doubts and then we'll discuss after discussing this part. You can just
Okay, ma'am.
perpendicular lines are which, let's just say there are two lines. They are at an angle of 90 degree. That's what perpendicular lines are. And let's say this is L1, this is L2. So if they have have an angle of 90 degree, then we say that they are perpendicular. How do we identify them? So we identify them by their slope. So let's just say you have line L1, and so you have done the different forms of lines, right? And you must have done slopes too then. So
Yes,
if
ma'am.
you have a straight line, then this is one of the forms, and this M here is the slope for this line. So let's just say you have this as line 1, and then second is this M1C1.
Is
Then
the y-intercept.
yeah, this is the slope, and this is the y-intercept. And actually, the mode considered it here, it's not always the y-intercept actually. Yeah, it is the y-intercept. When you put x equals 0, you get y is equals to c1. That's the y-intercept.
Yes, ma'am.
And
C is equal to y.
and then let's say you have the other equation as this, and you want to check if these two lines are perpendicular or not. So you do it by checking their slopes. So this
M1, M2 is equal to -1.
this should be -1. Let's just take an example. Let's say you have 3y1, oh, y1 is not needed. 3y plus 2x equals 4, let's say. And you need to find a line which is perpendicular to this thing, right? So what you do is, first you try to write it in this form. So you will get -2x plus 4 by 3, right? So that it looks like this form. Now this looks exactly like this thing. Y is equals to mx plus c, where your m is -2 by 3 and your c is 4. So the perpendicular line, the slope of that line, slope of perpendicular line
3 by 2.
will be 3 by 2. By solving this simple equation where you take -2 by 3, and let's just call it m naught, and this should be 1, right? That's what we did here. The product of the slopes of two perpendicular lines should be, it's -1. So you should have a
At
3
this
by 2.
at this juncture, can we come to a conclusion that M1, M2 is equal to -1? The slopes of the perpendicular lines are reciprocals to each other. Is this statement made wrong?
So they're not reciprocals. If you're asking if the slopes of perpendicular lines are reciprocals of each other, they are the negative of the reciprocal.
Yeah, negative of. Just
Yeah.
we can, as it is a M1, M2 is -1, minus of reciprocal.
Say that.
It's always this that condition will satisfy
That's
always,
always
or
true,
any
yeah.
deviation.
No deviation for perpendicular lines. That's how you identify perpendicular lines. This always holds.
Right.
For two perpendicular lines. And then what can differ is your intercept. So if you had a line, say, line was -2
Yeah,
by 3.
intercept will differ 4 by 2. Yeah, 4 by 3.
There you have this thing. And this you can choose. Like this is not going to matter though. So let's
Yeah,
just
intercept is nowhere related. Yes.
it's a constant, you can choose it to be anything. So these two lines will be perpendicular to each other. Is the perpendicular part clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then moving on
Yes,
to
ma'am.
the parallel lines. So parallel lines look like this.
Ma'am, I wanted to
Or
ask, the recording of this would be available till when?
it will be available on YouTube right after this session ends.
Yes, but it would be available till when? Till a year, till a month, or like forever?
It's always there, I guess. On YouTube, it's there.
Yeah, but the new recordings is like there is a foundation batch every year, so you delete this recording and replace it for the new recording every time, or this is available all the time?
I think the previous ones are available, so this is going to be available too.
Okay.
Not sure though. You can check with the support team. I don't think I know much about this thing. On to the parallel lines. So let's just say this is L1 and this is L2. So in parallel lines, your slope remains same. So
M1 is equal to M2.
this should be this thing. Let's just say the slope of this is M1 and the slope of this is M2. It should be M1 equals M2. For example, let's just take the same line that we had. So if you have this thing, which we wrote as this, 3y plus 2x equals c. Then a parallel line to this will be in n. So you just have to make sure that it's in the same ratio. The coefficient of y and coefficient of x should be in the same ratio. So if you're taking the double of 3 here, then it should be the double of 2 here. And this you can choose to be anything. This can differ. So you just have to check the ratios of this.
Ma'am, we have to check the ratio of x and y, and the c, the constant has to be different, because if they are also in the ratio, it would be coincidental.
Yeah, then the two lines would be same. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
If you have this line L1,
Yeah.
and let's just say you take the other line, let's just say this is L1. And then if you take another line L2, 6y plus 4x equals 2c. Then this line and this line are same. Then also okay, L1 is parallel to itself. Then also they'll be parallel. So even if you will multiply this thing, you can choose the constant to be anything, it won't matter. If you choose okay, in simple words, let's say you have this thing, a1 x plus b1 y equals c1, and then you have a2 x plus b2 y equals c2. The only thing that matters is the slope of these two lines, right? These two lines. And those are determined by this, a1, b1 in this case, and a2, b2 in this case. So c1, c2 these two, they don't have anything to do with the slopes. So they're not involved in finding if they're parallel or not.
Ma'am, but why did you multiply it on the above thing when you jotted down the two lines, 3y plus 2x is equal to c and 6y plus 4x is equal to c1? Why did you multiply these things? I was asking that. What was the reason for that?
Okay, see what happens is, I'll clarify it here. Let's just say you have these two lines. So our idea is, either what you do is you find the slope of these two lines. So the slope is going to be, here the slope of this is going to be minus a1 by b1. The slope of first line, L1. Here, this is L1, this is L2. So the slope of this is going to be this. This is M1. And then the slope of the other one,
Minus
L2,
A2 by
is
B2.
going to be minus A2 by B2.
A2 by B2.
So what you want is, you want the slopes to be equal.
Equal.
So you want
M1
A1 by B1 to be equal to A2 by B2. And in this case, what we did was, we had a 3 here and a 2 here, right? So we'll have
Yeah, the
2 by 3.
2 by 3 is one
Minus 2 by 3
coefficient.
actually.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you just need a multiple of this. No, if you take, okay, let's just say you want these
No, ma'am.
two
My
things,
question
then
is,
will they
why
be
did you
equal?
multiply it our
If
last?
you will wait, then only I'll be able to tell.
Yeah, okay.
So what you do here is, let's just take 2a1. If we take 2a1 by, you want these things to be, you want a2 by b2 to be equal to a1 by b1. So you can take a2 to be 2a1 and b2 to be 2a2, right? 2b2, 2b1 actually. So that they are in the same ratio. So either you can check the ratios directly here, that a1, a2, So A1 by A2 should be the same as B1 by B2. You don't have to check for these things, or you can check if the slopes
Ma'am,
are
we
equal or
also have to check for the C1 and C2 because if they are in
no,
the
you
same
don't
line,
have to
so
check. But
ma'am,
let me
they will
finish
become
first.
coincidental. The line will become coincidental.
Yeah,
if-
those
yeah.
lines are also considered parallel. That's what I was going to come to. If you have a line L1, and then if you just take, let's just say this is your line L1, and if you will
Ma'am,
take
they will be coincidental, na? They will not be. They will
Yeah,
not be
the
parallel.
same
parallel.
line, it's the same line.
If line is overlapping another line, it is also parallel.
No,
Coincidental
they are
This is
lines
not
are
parallel.
L1.
They
always
are
parallel.
coincidental. There is a difference between coincidental
Parallel.
and being parallel.
No, 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 no.
Check on
First,
internet.
they are parallel. They are
Okay,
parallel.
stop
100% they
arguing,
are
guys.
parallel.
If this is L1, L1 is considered, that's what I was trying to tell you.
No,
L1 is
if a line
considered
is
to be parallel
coincidental,
to
it is
itself.
parallel, same and everything.
Can we please let the teacher speak? It's very confusing for all of us.
Thank you. If you have a line, if you have a line L1, every line is considered to be parallel to itself. So if you have L1, it's parallel to itself already. They are considered, this is the symbol for parallel. They are considered to be parallel. So in case you're saying, if you will take ax plus by plus c equals c, and then you will take ma, or let's say 2ax plus 2by plus is equals to 2c. So it's the same line, right? Coincidentally, what is the same line? This is also L1, this is also L1. And a line is considered to be parallel to itself. They are parallel. Parallel's definition is, by definition, parallel means that if you have L1 and you have L2, then the perpendicular distance between these two lines should remain same. That's what it means. So if you have this line and then you have the same line here, L1, which coincides with this one, then wouldn't you have the same distance 0 everywhere? The perpendicular distance would be same, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's why they are considered parallel. The definition of parallel comes from here. That the point here, the point should be the perpendicular distance between these points should be same. That's what it, then that's when we say that these two lines are parallel. And from this we derive this thing. So all in all, you only have to check A1 by A2 equals B1 by B2. That's it. C1 by C2 does not matter. If C1 by C2 is also same, that's also fine. If it's not same, then also it's fine.
Ma'am, in the above example, why did you multiply it, but like those two?
That this,
Yeah, yeah.
not just multiple. Sorry, what?
Yes, ma'am. Tell us why did you multiply it?
This thing, we've just multiplied this whole thing by this thing. This is the equation. We've just multiplied it with a 2 on both sides. That's it. So that it remains the same equation.
Ma'am, please tell this Trimurti to mute the mic because he's saying in between. I was
Yeah,
asking.
everyone just mute their mic.
Yes, ma'am. You multiplied them because?
Because that you were asked, your doubt was that C1 should be,
No, ma'am.
C1 should also,
I asked you why
I
did you
said
multiply
C1
for
could
that?
be, that's what I'm asking. If you let me talk, then I can complete, maybe. You're not letting me talk. So your doubt was that I said C1 is free. You can choose C1 to be whatever. You just have to make sure that this coefficient of Y and coefficient of X are in the same ratio. That's the only condition to check for parallel lines. C1 does not have any condition. And then you had a doubt that C1 has to be in the same, it can't be in the same ratio, it has to be different and all. That's why I wrote this thing down. That this is also a line parallel to this one. Is it clear now?
Okay, ma'am. So you just write it down to tell us. You didn't multiply it. You are saying that the two lines.
I did this thing for you to know that the two lines, that if you take the same lines, then also they're considered to be parallel. The C1 does not have to depend on C, or it's free of You have a free choice here in this one. Only to explain this point, I've written this thing here. That's all.
Okay, ma'am.
Is this part clear to everyone, the parallel lines and perpendicular lines?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And it depends on the form, by the way. If you've been given this form, then you can quickly check by comparing the coefficients. And if you've been given some other form, let's just say you've been given slope-intercept form, then you can directly just check the slopes, if they're same or not. That's all. You don't have to convert into other form. Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Like, can we discuss form conversion also?
Form conversions. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
First, we have general form.
Ma'am, just last thing you told about the perpendicular line, I just wanted to take the screenshot of that. Can you just explain once, like fast, the perpendicular thing that you told us? Yeah.
And this one,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Just give the gist of it, like the conclusion of it. Just that.
just need to take the screenshot, right? Just
Yeah, but also if you can conclude us like what we have to finally see it like.
this is the main thing here. That's it. If you have it in the slope
Okay.
intercept form, you just need to check for this thing. And if it's not already in the slope intercept form, then convert it in slope intercept form. And you just need to make sure that the slopes of both the lines, when multiplied together, give you -1.
Okay, ma'am.
Then
Just
we
I'll take a
just did an
screenshot.
example.
Just, yeah, just ma'am. I'll just take a screenshot. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So we have general form, slope intercept form, and 1-point form and 2-point form. The general form is this that we were discussing right now. This, I guess, is the general form for yes, this is the general form for a straight line. And then slope intercept form is this one, y is equals to mx plus c, where this is the intercept. And m is the slope. And next up, we have 1-point form. The 1-point form is basically where you only involve 1 point, which looks like this. This basically tells you that m is the slope still, and it passes through this point y0, x0, y0. So this is 1 point that this line passes through, and this is the slope of this line. And then you have 2-point form, where it looks like this. And instead of m, you take y1 minus y0, y2 minus, x1 minus x0. So x0, y0 is 1 point, and x1, y1 is another point that you know. So if you know, and there's one more form, which is the intercept form, where you take x by a plus y by b equals 1, where a is x-intercept and b is y-intercept. So this is when you've been given the slope and the intercept. Then you can directly use this one. This is when you've been given a point and you've been given a slope. So if you've been given 1 point and a slope, you can figure out the equation of a line. And because from a point there are a lot of and a point alone is not sufficient to find the equation of a line, because there are a lot of lines that pass through a single point. So if this is a point, there are infinite number of lines that can pass through this point. So you need at least 2 points to make sure that there is a unique line that passes through these two. When you fix 2 points, then there is a unique line that passes through 2 points. That's why
Yes,
you can
ma'am.
find the equation of a line when you've been given 2 points or you've been given 1 point and the slope. When you decide the slope, let's just say this is your Cartesian, this is the Cartesian plane, and then
Yes, ma'am.
you've been given this point. So now, if you've just been given a point, your slope, the angle that it makes is not fixed with. So it could be any line. It could be this line. It could be this line. It could be this line. So you can fix the line once you know what angle does it make with the x-axis, positive axis, right? So that's what your slope does. So if you know your slope, that means the angle that it makes with the positive x-axis is also fixed, and the point is also fixed. So let's just say it makes 90-degree angle, so it's going to be this only. There could not be any other line which passes through this point and make angle 90 with the positive x-axis. So once you fix your slope and your point, your line is fixed. That's why these two can be used to find the equation of a line, because there's a unique line that satisfies both these conditions. There's a unique line that passes through these 2 points. And when your x-intercept and y-intercept are known, let's just say this and this, then also you know 2 points, right? Now you know that it passes through these 2 points. And 2 points are sufficient to identify the line. So this is the slope, the intercept form, where let's just say this is A0. This situation represents your x-intercept is A, 0, and your y-intercept is 0, b. So you can simply just write the equation of the line as this in the slope-intercept form. Let's just say you have x-intercept as 3, 0 and y-intercept as 0, 4. Then your equation of line would be x by 3 plus y by 4 equals 1. And now you can change them into one another. How do you do this? Let's just say you have this, and you need to find the equation in the slope-intercept
And
form. Say. So you can just try to separate y from here. So you have y by 4, 1 minus x by 3. And this will
Excuse
be
me,
y,
ma'am.
4, yes.
Ma'am, please. Ma'am, please explain slowly.
Yeah, okay. So I hope the forms are clear. Every form's clear to everyone, right?
yes, ma'am.
Now we'll
Ma'am,
just see
the
how to
last one was,
convert them.
this is the slope intercept form, na? This one
Yes,
is
this is the slope-intercept form. No, this is intercept form, just intercept form.
and the slope intercept form is?
Slope-intercept form is this one. This is slope-intercept. This is general equation. Slope-intercept, this is 1-point form, and this is 2-point form.
Ma'am, what is the difference between 1 point and 2 point?
In
Okay, in
1
1
point,
point the slope and 1 point is given, and in the 2 point form only 2 points are given. Okay.
yes. Those 2 points you can use to find the slope. This, by the way, is slope only.
And in 1
This is
point
slope
only 1
only.
point is given and the slope is given, and you have to find the equation.
Yeah. So from general, if you have to convert from general to say any other form, to say slope-intercept form, so your general form is this, let's say 3x plus 2y is equals to 4. The slope-intercept form, you can just, all you need to know is you need to make this equation look like this, right? So what you need to do is you need to separate y from here. So keep y on this side and take everything else on the other side, on this side. So this will give you 2y is equal to 4 minus 3x. And then this will give you y. So you'll divide by 2 on both sides. You'll get 2 minus 3 by 2x. Or by rearranging, you'll get this thing. So your slope here is minus 3 by 2. And your intercept, y-intercept is this conversion fine? Similarly, you can do it the other way. Let's just say you've been given this thing, so you can try to write it in ax plus by plus c equals to 0 form. Is it doable? Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am. Can you just show once in intercept form, only intercept form, and tell me what is the a and b in there? Like I got incorrect in that.
And the last one you did y is equal to mx plus c. This is y-intercept form, na?
Which one?
Y is equal to mx plus c. This is the y-intercept form.
This is called the slope intercept form. Slope intercept form. In the intercept form, you take x by a plus y by b equals 1. So that if you'll put y equals to 0, you'll get the x-intercept, which is a, right? So this is the x-intercept. And this is the y-intercept. That's what we said. A
Yes,
is
ma'am.
the x-intercept and b is the y-intercept. Even if you want to check it to make sure that you've written the right equation, you can just put y equals 0, you'll get x equals a from here.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
y equals 0, you'll get x equals a. If you put x equals 0, you'll get y equals b.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll just do one conversion then. Let's just convert this form to, you can easily convert this to, let's just say you have x by 3 plus y by 2 equals 1. You can convert
I
it
was I was saying, ma'am, from general form to this form,
to, okay.
general to intercept. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Let's just say you have this thing plus 1 equals 0. So first you just take this thing and you take this thing. And then just divide it by, okay, just take the product of both of these and divide it by that. So you'll get a 6, right? If you take 3 multiplied with 2, you'll get a 6. So just divide the whole thing by 6. This side by 6 and this side by 6. So you'll get 3 by 6x plus this thing. So this will give you x by 2. This will give you y by 3. And this will give you minus 1 by 6. Right?
Yes.
So this is your and you can just, okay, you don't even have to do this 6 thing here. You can just divide this. We could have avoided this step because we need a 1 on that side. And this too. What you can do is just make this thing 1 first. So you'll get minus 3x minus 2y. And while you divide this by 6, just divide it by 6. What did we get previously?
Ma'am, we
Let's do
can
it that
take,
way.
can we take x by 1 upon 3?
Just 1 second. You can just divide this whole equation by minus 1 by 6. So you'll get 1 here. If you divide this thing by minus 1 by 6, you'll get 2 into minus 1 by 6 and 3 into minus 1 by 6. You have a plus here, right? So this will give you x by
1 by 3.
1 minus 1 by 3. And this will give you y by
Minus 1 by
1 by 2 equals.
Okay. Got it.
And it's not possible for you to convert the things to 2-point form actually, because in 2-point form you need to know what happens is here you only know 1 point, but let's just say you have some form.
Yes, ma'am.
To convert it to 2-point form, what you can do is, let's just say
Sir,
put
ma'am, the last point you gave, I just wanted to take one screenshot. The last answer.
thing.
Yeah, here, ma'am, just. Yes, ma'am.
So let's just say
Just
you
wanted to say that, ma'am, in the last step, when you were trying to convert it, is equal to 1. Yeah, here, just above here, just above that. Yeah, when you said it, na, ma'am, 3x plus 2y is equal to -1 in this equation. When you convert it, it would become minus 3x minus 2y is equal to 1. Yes, ma'am.
yeah, you can also do that.
Yeah,
What you
ma'am.
can do
We can
is,
directly convert it
yeah,
like, yeah, x upon -1, 1/3. I was just saying that.
yeah, you can do that. You just have to make sure that your equation looks like this.
Yes,
That's it.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We can just reverse it. The x coefficient will become 1/3, x upon 1/3, y upon 1/2. Yeah.
And then let's say you have general form, so, and you want to convert it to 2-point form, say. So to convert it to 2-point form, you can just, you'll need 2 points here. So let's say you have, or let's just take an equation, 3x plus 2y equals 1, let's say. You have this equation, say. So you can find 2 points here, put x equals to anything, and then you'll get the value of y. So for simplicity, you can just take x equals to 0. So take x equals 0, you'll get y equals
1
1
by
by
2.
2. And then take y equals 0, you'll get x equals 1 by 3.
1 by 3.
So you now have 2 points, 0, half, and 1 by 3, 0. So from these 2 points, you can find the equation in 2-point form. You can find it in 1-point form as well. And
And intercept also.
yeah, you can find everything from here. In
Yes,
intercept
ma'am.
form too, you can find. And yeah, if you have the general form, you can just do it this way as well. Just find the
Ma'am, can you
x-intercept
repeat
and
the last
y-intercept.
one? The last thing, what did you like? How did you convert this one?
If you will find the x-intercept and y-intercept, this is to find y-intercept, this is to find x-intercept. So this is what you get. This is your y-intercept. This is your x-intercept. And now instead of doing all the conversion to make it look like this thing, x by a plus y by b equals to 1. This is what you want, right? In intercept form. So instead of doing the conversions in the equation itself, you can just put the values from here. So you can do x by half and no, x-intercept is 1 by 3. So x by 1 by 3 plus y by half. You can also do this thing.
Ma'am, just wanted to know this session will go on straight line only na? With 2 straight line. That's all for today's session.
It has straight lines and it has other things too. Everything that's there in week 2. You can ask
That
any doubts from there.
they're in week 3. Whatever is there in week 3.
No, only in week 2.
Okay,
This
week
is
2.
a doubt session for week 2.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Instead of going through all this trouble that we did here, you can just simply find the x-intercept, the y-intercept, and divide x by x-intercept, y by y-intercept, and you'll get the intercept form. This is also one way to find the intercept form. And the other forms also you can go from here. Is it understood or should I do every form? This is the intercept form.
No, ma'am, it's clear.
No,
Like,
ma'am, it's
I'm
Yes, ma'am,
done.
it's clear. It's
it's
clear.
clear, ma'am. It's understood. Thank you.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Any
please
other
scroll down the screen.
what?
Please scroll down the screen. I have some doubt in the above section or little more. Ma'am, stop. Ma'am, here you light x-intercept is equal to 3 and y-intercept is equal to 4.
Yeah.
Ma'am, here you have different intercept line.
What?
मैम मतलब जो आपने नीचे किया है ये उसका अलग लग रहा है.
Yeah, we're taking random examples. We're not. What's your question?
मैम मतलब आपने अभी रिसेंट एग्जांपल में
Yeah, that
मतलब
recent example is different from this one. I'm taking random examples.
okay.
Here the intercepts are something else. There was something else. Okay, so if there are no doubts till this part, then we can move on to anything else that you want me to explain or any question. Does anyone have any doubt?
Ma'am, I have a few questions, ma'am. So basically, when I was looking at the additional lectures from the video, I had like few questions on how he solved like a particular problem.
Okay, so you can just tell the problem and we can do it here. Is there a doubt from
Okay.
those problems?
Yes, ma'am. Give me a second. Yes. I think it's the 14th, ma'am, where they asked the find the area of a triangle ABC by calculating a base and its corresponding height.
You've been given points A, B, C, and you're all asked to find the area by calculating the base and the height. Is it?
Yes, ma'am. And like A is equal to 4 comma 2, B is equal to 0 comma 5, C equal to 6 comma 7.
Okay, so is it like, wait, can we just draw it in coordinate geometry? Would that make a difference? 4, 2 is, yeah, okay. Do we have a diagram for this question or anything?
Ma'am, the recording of this will be available on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or is there any Google Sheet or something where we can,
Oh no, it will be available on YouTube.
like after this, you're saying that?
Yes. So you need to find it in this manner, right? This is the question. I'm asking the person who had this doubt. You have to do it
Yes,
this way.
yes, ma'am. I'm trying to send you a picture basically. So
So it has a picture to be used.
it just has a triangle that you have drawn, ma'am. Nothing like more than that. So I'm just sending you the picture of the question.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I have sent it to you. Yeah.
Have you shared it in the chat box? Because I can't see it there. Have you shared it in the chat box? It's not there. It's not in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I just send it a private message. Yeah, it is there now.
Okay. Let's just say we take this one as base, and then this perpendicular drop on this is going to be a line that we're looking for. So first we need to know the length of this, which is like easy to find. So you just have to find the distance between 6, 7 and 0, 5.
Mm-hmm.
The base. And then we have this thing. So you can consider this point to be xy. And because this is perpendicular to this thing, right? So you
Yes.
now have you have two infos now. One is your slope. So you know the slope of this line because it's perpendicular to this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once you find the equation of this line, let's say the equation of this line is y is equals to 3x plus 4. Then the slope is 3,
3.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So the slope of the perpendicular line will be minus 1 by 3. So now you know the slope of the line and you know a point that it passes through, which is 4, 2, right?
4. Mm-hmm.
You can find the equation of this line, right? And then you can have the equation of this line and you need to know this point.
And when we will have two lines, then we will,
Yeah, and then you can find the intersection of these two.
X and Y
Just
coordinates.
find the equation of the intersection of these two lines. So you'll have this point xy.
Okay.
Ma'am, I think we can
And
also directly do it. We can, there is a formula of that, the perpendicular distance to the line. Because if we know the line of 6, 7 and 0, 5, which is passing through that, and if we know a point 4, 2, we can directly know the distance from the point to the line. There is a direct formula of that.
yeah, you can use that too. You can
And
use the
through that,
perpendicular distance formula.
we can know the length of the base, and we can know the length of the,
Yeah,
we
that
can,
works too.
yeah. By the way, there is a direct formula to find the area of the triangle also, but that we cannot use it because in the
That
question
we
we
can't
already
use
mentioned
here.
it.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we have it's this, I guess. You could have used this directly where it's
Yes, we can use that directly. Yeah.
either you can use this to find the distance of this point from this line. So you know this height and you know this as well.
But we have
Or
to
you can
find
use
the
this format.
equation of the
This
line also
one's
from 6, 7 and 0, 5.
this one's a little complicated. This thing is a little it'll take a little time because you're unnecessarily finding the coordinate of the foot of perpendicular. This is the foot of perpendicular. You're unnecessarily finding this point, which is not needed here.
Ma'am,
You
how
can do
you
it
did
this
it?
way.
M is equal to minus 1 by 3 and 4 by 2. You are finding the equation of the line through that when you
Yeah,
when you wrote M is
I
equal to, yeah.
we first find the equation of this line and then we try to find the intersection with this line. So it will be this point.
Okay.
And then you'll apply the distance formula
Okay.
between 2 points.
But
Or you can just
but
do
the
it this
slope of
way,
this line is
guys.
3, na? Y is equal to 3x plus 4. So the slope is 3 already. Yeah.
Yeah, we considered this is a random line. It's not the equation of any of the lines here.
Okay, ma'am.
I've just considered that let's just consider the equation of this line to be this. And then the equation, I was just trying to explain how you can find the equation of this line. That's all. And I
Ma'am,
took a
got it.
random line here. That's it.
Ma'am, why we can't use area of triangle formula?
Because it's mentioned in the question that you have to use base and height. That's why you can't use the area formula directly here.
Okay.
Just use this thing. The one that this one is a little complicated. I mean, it's going to take time. It's lengthy. So use this formula instead.
Even if we go by that, how will get to know the distance? We will not be able to get the distance that easily.
By what? By what I discussed.
Yeah, ma'am. We have to find the equation of that line perpendicular, then we have to find the intersection point
First
and
find the equation of this line, then you find, yeah, that's why I'm saying it's a little lengthy. You
yes,
find
ma'am.
the equation of this line first, then you find the this point. This point which is at the intersection of these two lines. Let's call it L1, let's call this one L2. So this point of intersection first you find, and then you find the distance between this point and this point.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So if anybody has not understood any part from this, the method that I explained, you don't really need to understand that part. You can just simply use the distance formula. Or if someone still hasn't understood the question or what we're doing in this one, I can repeat again.
Ma'am, I
So,
think
ma'am, when I was like listening to the lecture, the lecturer, they used like two formulas, ma'am, which is like x1 and x2 to find the AC line, and then they had like an equation pulled out from that, and to find the height, they used the other formula.
Can you repeat that again? The whole thing.
So basically, they first calculated the base. They calculated the
This
base.
formula is basically perpendicular distance of a point from a line now.
Yes, this is perpendicular distance of x naught, y naught from
So if it's like a perpendicular distance, that is the height, ma'am. So for height, they use that formula. But like for the base, they use like x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. So like two formulas were used in this question.
yeah. So
So
that's
that's
what
the
I
basic
said.
distance formula between 2 points.
Okay, you first find the distance between these 2 points, which will give you the base. So it will be 6 minus 0. So it will be 6 square plus 7 minus 5, 1 square. So it's this thing, right?
And 7 minus 5 is 2.
Okay, sorry. It's going to be 40 then. This, and then you need the height. So for height, what you do is instead of doing all this that I told you, just skip this part. Just use
Okay.
this formula. This is the formula for the perpendicular distance of a point from a given line. So you have this line, right? So you can find the equation of this line, equation of line passing through these points. You have this point, you have this point, right? So 2 points have been given to you. Using 2 points, you can find the equation of, let's say you have been given x naught, y naught, and x1, y1. Or what were the points given? Let's just take them only.
Okay.
The points given were 6, 7, and 0, 5, right? So you get,
BC is 670. B is 05, C is 67, A is 42. Yeah.
okay. So for here you will have y minus 5. Let's consider this point. Y minus 5 equals x minus 0. And then you need to find the slope. So your slope is 7 minus 5. Let's take, you'll have 2. And then 6 minus 0, you'll have 6. So this will be 1 by 3
1 by 3.
plus 5 y. So you'll have this. The equation of the line is this, right? Now you have a line. Let's consider it. Let's just consider it in general form, because to use this formula, you need the equation of the line in general form. So this will be 3y minus x minus x, or minus x minus plus 3y minus 5. This is the equation of line in general form.
Ma'am,
They
this
somehow
class.
got 5x minus 2y minus 16 equal to 0, ma'am. Oh, sorry. No. I'm
They
sorry.
must have
That was
taken a different line then.
yeah. I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the general form,
Mm-hmm.
and compare it with this form and use this formula to find the distance of the point x naught, y naught. So this is the distance, and your point is given to be 4, 2, right? So
Yes,
your
ma'am.
point is 4, 2. I'm writing these things here in arbitrary form for you guys to compare it. So first, what you do is you put this point in this equation. So you'll put -4 plus 3, 2, -5. And then you take the mod of this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you divide this whole thing by a square. A square is 1
1
and b square
plus
is 9.
9.
So this will be -4,
6.
-5, 9, and -3. So it will just be 3, right? Yeah. This will be it then.
Ma'am, during the TA sessions, which happens on Google Meet, they have maintained a Google Sheet also for all the TA session which is there. They have maintained the link, and also if somebody has missed the link, they can access that. So if this session is recorded, can we? Yeah.
This
No.
session is on YouTube. You don't need a link for it. The TA sessions, I don't
So
know
we
if
have to
they're on
go to the
YouTube or
link.
not.
There will be a
No,
lot of
just
sessions on, like, there is a lot of sessions on YouTube. How do we know that this is your link? We have to find it.
this
So we
will be
can't.
the latest one there. If you'll visit the, let me just give you the exact channel name then. We can just discuss this at the end of the session.
If I not attended week
What you are
1
saying,
assignment,
ma'am?
is there any issue?
Hold on, guys. We can discuss this thing, this YouTube channel thing at the end of the session.
No, ma'am, you are saying
And
the YouTube link you will give at the end of the session, na?
yeah.
Okay. Can you give it right now?
So, and I'm not going to give the link. I'll just tell you what to look for on YouTube, and then you can find it there.
I am saying that if I have not given week 1 graded assignment, is there any issue?
Week 1 graded assignment, then your marks won't be there. The graded assignments marks are counted in your total.
Ma'am,
So
you said the
that will be
YouTube link,
considered 0.
the YouTube channel you will tell us at the end. You're saying that.
Yeah.
So what is the name? Can you tell us right now? If somebody wants to leave right now, they can.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a second.
IIT Madras BLC is the name of the channel.
Yeah, just search IITM BS Math 1. And then you'll see a channel there. You can just search IITM Math 1 and then you'll find a channel there. There's a channel.
IIT Madras BS Maths. You are saying that.
Yeah, BS degree program. There's a channel. Just you'll find the sessions there on the live sessions.
On the live session, okay.
Yeah.
IIT Madras BS Maths session. You're telling that.
Yeah. Any other doubts?
Ma'am, can you explain the concept of sum squared error?
Yeah, okay. So the sum squared errors is basically what you do is when you have, say, points, let's just say you have points scattered, right? These are points here. And so there could not be a single line. There's not a single line, a straight line that will pass through all these points, right? So what we do is we try to find a line that best fits the data, which means this thing. So there's a line, there'll be a line. Let's just say, let's have fewer number of points so that it's clear. Let's say we have 3 points, 1, 2, and 3. So these are not obviously not collinear points, right? Collinear means they're not in a single line. So there can't be a single line that passes through all these points. So if you want to fit a line here, fit a line means if you want there to be a straight line which fits this data best, you would want these points to be the closest to the line, right? So for that, what we do is, let's just say this point is x1. Let's say this is x1, y1. And this is x2, y2, and this is x3, y3. So what you do is, so for sum of squared errors, you won't be asked to find the line. Line will be given to you. You will just be asked to find the sum of squared errors. Our idea is, first we'll discuss what a sum of squared errors is. The sum of squared errors is, let's just say you've been given a line y is equals to mx plus c. Or you can take, for things to be more clear, let's just take this thing, px plus 1, let's take. So first you will substitute x1 here, and then you'll get the value of y. So what's happening here is, this is your point x1 here, let's say. So you put x1 here, and you try to find the point corresponding to x1 on this line. So this will be x1 and the point that you will get from here, right? This is the equation of this line. So if you'll put x1 here, let's just take points also. Let's not take arbitrary points here. Let's take 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, 7. Let's take these things. So you'll put 1 here, 1 in this line. This is say 1. Here you have 1. You put x equals to 1 here, you will get y is equals to 4. So the point on this line corresponding to x equals to 1 is 1, 4, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, you do the other thing. So let's just say you have the other coordinate as 3. So if you put x equals to 3, you will get y equals to 10. So let's say you have 3 here. So the point is here. But what this suggests is, on this line, it will be here, right? The height changes. Height means the y coordinate changes. The x coordinate remains same. That's what you're doing, right? This is 3. This point is 3, 10. So you're changing the height. You're not changing. All you're trying to do is, if this is a line given to you, what you're doing is you're keeping the x coordinate same so that this horizontal distance is same. You're changing it. You're finding the distance between these 2 points. And then you're finding this point. Let's say you were given these 3 points. You try to find these points and then find the distance between them. And then minimize the distance between them. That's our idea. If you want to find a line which is closest to all these points, so what you do is, you first find the points that correspond to, so that you can find the perpendicular distance.
Ma'am, can you repeat this concept once again?
Yeah, I think it's not very clear. I'll repeat it again. Let's just say you have these points here, and you want to fit a line. So there are a lot of lines. This could be a line, this could be a line. So the best fit line, or the line, you won't be asked the best fit line, by the way. But the best fit line is a line such that if you have this point, so you take all you do is you keep the x coordinate same and you change the y thing and change it according to this line. Let's just say you have this one. So if this was x1, y1, you keep the
Ma'am, can
x1
you give
same.
an example and show that?
Ma'am, can you
Yeah,
repeat from this point why when you took the point 3, 10 from there, if you can?
okay, let's just do it with an example only then.
Ma'am, when you explained 3, 10, you said that we have to make the constant 3, and the y distance we have to change. From that, if you can repeat.
Let's say you have this point, and this is 6, 7 point. Okay, what you do here is you're trying to find a point. You know these points, right? So you're trying to find a point here, such that the x coordinate is the same as this one, but the y coordinate is on this line. So you're changing the height, which is your y coordinate, so that your point lands here, but you're not changing the x coordinate. So this is the point that you'll calculate and then similarly you take a point here and take a point here as well. So here. So what we're doing here is when you put 1 here, because you're not changing the x coordinate, x is this. You're not changing the distance, the horizontal distance, you're just changing the vertical distance so that your point is on this line, right? So you take the x coordinate here, it's 1 here, you put 1 here, you'll get y here, right? So on this line, if your x is 1, your y will be 4 on this line, right? So this point, okay, you tell me what this point is going to be. If you have 1, forget everything else. If you have 1, 2 as this point, and you have to find this point, how do you think can we find this point?
Substitute x in that equation of line and get the y value.
Yeah. So x is going to, if there is any doubt in why we're keeping the x coordinate same and we're only changing y, you can ask that. You can ask anything that you want to ask from here.
Ma'am,
So
the
1
equation y is
remains
equal
same.
to, ma'am, the equation that is y is equal to 3x, where we are putting, this is given now, y is equal to 3x plus 1. This equation is given now, ma'am.
Yeah, this equation is always given to you.
Okay.
This equation is given and this is that line. This line is this equation. Forget about this. This is a little messy. This equation is the equation of this straight line. And you keep the x coordinate same and you need to find the y coordinate. So your x coordinate is the same as this point, 1, and then you find the y coordinate from here, which is 4. And then similarly you do it here. So your x coordinate remains same, 3 on this one. And y you find from here. So if you put 3x equals to 3 in this equation, you'll get 3 into 3, 9 and plus 1, 10. So you'll get y equals 10. So this will be 3, 10. And then similarly, if you'll put x equals to 6 here, you'll get y equals to 19. So this point is going to be 6, 19. So we first find the points here on this line corresponding to these points. That means that you understood this point, right? If there's any doubt till this part, then we can discuss. Otherwise, we can move ahead to how we find the
Yes, ma'am. Till
sum of
this
squared
point
errors.
is clear, we'll get 3 points. After that,
So you'll get 3 points here on the line. And then what you do is you will just find the distance between these two. So this is the original y as per the data. I'll also give you a question, the question that will be given to you in the exams. Not the exact same, sort of same question. So the sum of square errors will be y. You just find the difference between the y's here. So the y here is 2 and here it is 4. So it will be 2 minus 4 squared plus 10 minus 4 squared. So it will be 10 minus 4 squared and then 19 minus 7 squared. And then you put this entire thing into square root. So what you're doing basically here is you're just finding the distance here. This is your sum of squared errors. That's it. This is it. This is how you find the sum of squared errors of this line and the data that has been given to you. So if you have been given, what you will be given in the questions is you will be given a line like this one, y is equals to 3x plus 1, and then you will be given data. Data in the sense you will be given points like this one. Here you are only given 3 points. You can be given more than 3 points. And then what you do is, let's just say you have x1, y1, 2, x4, y4. if you have these things given, so you make tables here in the form. This is the y that has been given to you. So it's y1, y2, y3, y4. So this is the y as per your data given to you. Data given in the sense data points given. And then here you find the y as per this equation. So what should have been the y as per this equation? So you will put x, this
Excuse me,
x1
ma'am.
here. So you, yes,
If the point lie on the line, what you done?
sorry, what?
And if the point lie on the line, which you
If
say
the
y
point
equals
lies
to,
on the line, that will be 0. The distance will be 0, right? You're saying if there's one point which lies here,
yes, ma'am.
then the distance will be 0. Because
When you say
what
2
you're doing
minus
is
4 whole
you're
square.
shifting these points to this line. That's what you're doing. You're shifting these points to this line. If the point is already on the line, then you don't need to shift.
Okay, ma'am.
This is just for you people to understand. You don't have to remember all this. All you have to remember is this thing, how to do the question. So how you do it is, this is, let's say the function is fx. So you put fx1 here. This x1, x2, all of these things are given. So this is the original data that's given to you, and this is the expected one, right? Expected one as per the line. So this
Yes, ma'am.
is the original data, and this is what it should have been. These points is what it should have been, right? So you take here what the height should have been as per the line given to you. So it will be fx1. Here you will have fx2. Here you will have fx3 and fx4. That's it. And then what you do is to find sum of squared errors. You do y1 minus fx1 squared plus y2 minus fx2 squared, and then you put this entire thing under square root. This whole thing is taken under square root. The whole sum is, in simple words, you can just write it as yi minus fxi
And under square or
whole
under root?
square. The square root. This is the square root. You put it like
Yes,
this.
ma'am.
The sum of squared errors.
Ma'am, why are we keeping x constant?
Which x? What we're doing here is we're trying to fit the line so that it's closest to all the points. That's it.
Ma'am, we
And
can
you
also
don't
do
even need to
the
find the line. The line is already given to you. You just have to find the sum of squared errors. So what you're doing is you're finding the distance between the height. This height, this is 10 minus 4, isn't this? This is 6, right? This height is 10 minus 4, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Ma'am,
And
we
this
can
is,
also do the make y constant and change the value of x, and we can also do it reverse now.
yeah, you do it, but it's not here. It's not in the syllabus. It has to do with the dependent and independent variables. That's not both here.
Yeah, okay.
So you're basically just finding the square, the height, this height. But then this height is just 2 minus 4. You take a square so that these heights don't cancel out each other. If they are negative, they could be negative, right? So in order to make sure that everything is positive, we take a square. That's all.
Yes.
And everything's extra here. Even if you don't remember this thing, you can still solve questions. For solving the question, you just need to know this formula. That's all. If there is still doubt in sum of squared errors, I can repeat the things. Does anyone have any doubt in sum of squared errors?
Ma'am, the line formula they will give you, right, for calculating this?
Yeah, you will be given the lines. You'll be given the line. There will be just one line, or you could be given 2 lines, and then you could be asked which line fits the data best. You do understand what we mean by fitting the data best, right? So if you have two lines, if you have been given some data, this data, and then you have two lines, say this one and this one. So first you find the sum of squared for this one, sum of square errors, then for this one, and then you see which one has lesser sum of squared errors. Sum of squared errors is sort of errors. So the one with lesser error should be the best fit line, right? If this has lesser error, then this should be the best fit line. Not the best fit, but the better fit here, right? Among these two, this is the better fit.
Okay.
If it has the least square, or if it has lesser sum of square errors.
Okay, got it.
Anyone else has any doubt from this part?
What was the
Sum of
last
square
sentence you
errors?
said? There will be many errors, but there is one SSE only. You said that, no?
You'll most probably will only be given one line. But what can be asked is, there could be questions like that, where you have been given 2-3 lines, and then you're asked which one of them suits the data better. So what it means is the one with the lesser sum of squared errors is going to be a better fit for the data. Better fit for the data means if you have this data, then this is going to be a better fit compared to this one, right? If you have these 3 points, then which line do you think fits this better? These 3 points, this line or this one? Let's call this
Above
L1,
two.
let's call this L2. Yeah, which one?
L1, ma'am.
Yeah, because this is closer to the data, right?
Ma'am, diagrammatically we can say that. But if two equations are given and 3 points are given,
Then you
then is
find the
there
sum
any
of
way?
squared errors.
Yeah, then we have to find it. But suppose L1 and L2 don't come in SSE, but one line is more close to SSE. Then how we do it?
The closer most one line is.
Dramatically,
Wait, what?
diagrammatically we can see that. That is fine. But if diagrammatically it is not given, two equations, two line of the equations are given and 3 points are given, then to how would we know it? I'm asking that.
That's why you find the sum of squared errors. You can't actually. This is a very simple question. If I'll give you some other line, let's just say I'll give you this third line, then you won't be able to tell if this fits the data better or this fits the data better. Then you'll have to
L1.
find the sum of squared errors.
Yeah.
So you can't actually say things like that. You'll have to calculate this thing. This one was very evident that L2 is far off from these 3 points. So it can't be a better fit among the 3.
So it is the actual example, I think, कि line कैसे pass हो रही है.
What?
Nothing, ma'am, nothing.
If you have been given data and you have been given 2 lines, you won't be given the diagram there. You will just be given lines, y1 and y2, and you will be given data. That's it. Data points as this x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. This is what you will be given. And then you can be asked which one is a better fit. So first you find the sum of squared errors for this line for L1, then you find it for L2. And whichever is lesser is going to be the better fit.
So when you're saying y1 and y2 are the equations of the line. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ma'am, there are some questions related to SSE where we get a quadratic polynomial by solving the data provided in the question. And the question asked to minimize the SSE. So how can we solve this kind of question?
Okay, so to minimize the SSE, what you do is, to minimize a function in general, what you will study this later, what you do is, if you have to minimize this function, you take the derivative of this thing, equate it to 0. So in this case, because you have been given an equation, in the SSE you will get will be in this form, right? In square forms. And then you just, okay, one thing that you can do is, because you have not been taught this thing, the derivative thing, so you shouldn't be using that thing. What you can do actually is to minimize the, what's the question? To minimize the SSE. Is it? Can you repeat the question again?
Your
Can't hear.
voice is not clear. Can you speak very well?
Ma'am, the concept of what you just said, it, the concept of derivative, can you explain that in a way, in a short way?
That's not in week. That's why I'm avoiding it.
Y upon dx derivative.
We don't need to discuss that here.
No, I think dy by dx.
अरे वही differentiation करो छोटा में.
If you need to find the, what is the question? First, let me just know what the question is. What are they asking? And then I can tell you how to do it.
मैम तो बता दीजिए ना मतलब 2 मिनट ज्यादा ही तो
You just hold on. Someone had a doubt in some question from practice assignment, I guess. What was that doubt? The derivative part is not here. You'll need to know what derivatives are, how to find them, how to minimize them, and I don't want to do that here. It's in
So,
other
ma'am,
weeks.
you will do that in the next session, na? Or whenever the week 3 will start out. Today,
Yeah.
will you do that?
There is another method to do that question, which you can do by the knowledge of week 2 itself. That's why I was avoiding that method. If you can just tell me the question, then I can just tell the method that you can use.
Ma'am, I think he is writing on pad.
No, but if you can tell the method derivative, if one
So
can
there was
understand
this
that.
one question where they have, let's just do the question itself. This is in your practice assignment, where this is the equation given to you, and then you've been given some data in this form only, x1, y1. These are the data points given to you. And then you've been asked to find.
Ma'am, can you rewrite the equation you written? Ma'am, question, ma'am, proper मतलब मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा वो. Equal to मैम sin z लग रहा है मैम, थोड़ा better way में बना दें. मैम h is equal to mf plus 70.
Yes.
Okay.
So you've been given, as options, you've been given this thing, m equals to this, and this is what you've been given. You've been asked to find the best. You have been asked to minimize the sum of squared errors. So this is the line given to you. What you do here is, these are the data points. Just as we discussed, you put y1, you put x1 here. So you don't have x. Let's just say this is f, and this is x. Now how do you decide which ones? This is the independent variable, the dependent variable. This is in place of y, the dependent variable. And this is the independent variable in place of x. Generally you see y and x, but in this equation you have been given h and f. And you can't change x and y. You can't write x here and y here. This one's the independent variable. So let's just say this is your f, this is your h. So as we discussed, first what you do is, let's just say you have, first, if you consider, you'll have f plus 70. Let's put m equals to 1. You'll get f plus 70. And then try to find the sum of squared errors as per this equation. So how do you get it? You put f equals to x1. So you'll get x1 plus 70. Let's just do the question itself here. Data given to you is 150, 160. I'm not doing the entire thing. There's more data to it, but I'm just using these two data points. There are more to it. I'm just telling you how to solve this thing. So this is F, this is H. First you put F here, you get 150 M plus 70. So your H that you'll get will be 150 plus 70. And when you put this thing here, 160, you'll get 160 M plus 70. Is this part clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the actual height, and this is the height as per the equations of the line. So let's just say if you have the equation of the line as this is the equation of the line given to you. So this is as per the equation of the line given to you. If this part's not clear to anyone, I can repeat this. How do you get H dash equals this thing? Okay. What you do here is you just simply put F as we discussed. You put the value of, so if you're considering this Y means why I'm writing Y here is because it's independent. This is the dependent variable. That's so because this is the dependent variable, you put 150 here. So in place of F, you put 150 to get the value of H. That's on the line. So this is what should have been on the line, and this is what the actual data says. And then what you do?
Ma'am, F is this Y thing you have put it at F. What you are saying?
Okay.
Just scroll
What you
up,
do
ma'am.
is when you try to find the sum of squared errors, you write
H की
the Y
value
as per data. And
X पे depend करती है ना?
Please don't talk here. While things are being explained, don't talk. And when you have doubts, then you can unmute yourself.
Ma'am, you have written dependent variable in front of F. It is independent, ma'am. In the above,
This
yeah,
is the
this is
dependent
independent.
one. Yeah, this is the independent.
Yeah, ma'am, that's what I'm
Sorry.
saying. This is independent.
So this corresponds to, why I'm writing X here is because X usually corresponds to the independent variable. So we're used to taking Y and X in equations, right? And now we've suddenly been given H and F. So your H here is the same as Y and your F here is the same as X. If it looks confusing to you, that's why I'm telling this.
Ma'am, I am confused.
Sorry, what?
Yes, ma'am, we can continue. Yes, ma'am.
So you have a 40 here. This is the original data point that's given to you, right? And this is as per the line that's given to you. So if this is the line given to you, if you'll put 40 here, you'll get 40 M plus 70. Sorry, you will put 150 here. So you'll get 150 M plus 70, right? And similarly here you'll get 160 M plus 70. Does anyone have a doubt in this thing? This
No,
is
ma'am.
as per this line.
No, ma'am.
This data is as per this line, and this is the original data given to you.
No, ma'am, it's fine.
Now you have been given some options where you've been given M equals half, M equals 1. So what you do is, first you just find a general equation, which will be this, 150 plus 150 M plus 30 whole square. So what you're doing is, you're doing Y minus Y dash, YI. We're doing this thing. Similarly, you'll do this thing. So you'll get 160 M plus 70 minus 42. So you'll get 28, right? So you'll get this equation. And then just substitute the value of M here. So if you'll put M equals to
यहाँ से
half
तो पता लग
in this
जाएगा ना कि अगर
equation,
m की वैल्यू जितनी कम होगी उतना स्क्वायर कम आएगा और उतना ही रूट कम आएगा, तो जितनी m की वैल्यू कम होगी मैम आंसर वही होना चाहिए ना, क्योंकि SSC सबसे कम से कम होनी चाहिए. My point is that.
but we've not taken the other data points. There are other data points too.
Okay. नो
There are
इन
two
टर्म्स
more
ऑफ दिस
data
टू,
points.
अगर ये दो ही गिवन है तो m की वैल्यू जितनी कम होगी उतना स्क्वायर कम आएगा, उतना रूट भी कम आएगा, तो वी कैन से दैट
Yeah.
ना।
मैम आपने 30 कैसे लिखा मैम? मैम कहाँ से लिखा?
You just take the difference of these two. So 150m plus 70 minus 40. So you'll get 150m plus 30. Difference of these. This is the formula we're using.
Yes, ma'am.
I means I dash mean original, huh? Real data, actual data.
Y means the original data points that are given to you in the question. So this was the original data given to you. Corresponding to x, f equals to 150, you get h equals to 40. So this is the original data given to you. And this is the data that is as per this line. So you want to fit this line, right? So this is the data as per this. If you put 150 in this equation, you will get this thing. Similarly, if you put 160 in this equation, you will get this thing.
Okay, ma'am, but in formula y minus y dash, yi minus y dash, so actually yi is 150, which is original data.
Yi is this thing, yi dash is this thing. So this is y1, this is y2, this is y1 dash, this is y2 dash.
Y1 is yi. Okay. What?
Is this thing clear now?
Yes, ma'am, but when we will do it, we have to open the square, and so the equation will come in terms of m square. So we have to hit and trial the value of m to get the minimum value of
You don't
SSC.
have to find the value of m. There are just 4 options. Just plug it in here and find the value of the sum of squared errors.
Ma'am, actually, this is the equation you are saying, and we have to substitute value of m as half first.
Yeah,
Mm,
first
and then
substitute half here.
okay,
Then that will be SSC1.
okay.
SSC1 in the terms is this. For first option, SSC is this. Then for second option, find SSC corresponding to m. This is corresponding to m equals half. This is corresponding to m equals to 1.
So मैम जो सबसे SSC कम आता है वही m की
Yeah,
वैल्यू ज्यादा सही रहेगी।
that will be the best fit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, ये shortcut for this, ma'am, equation is too lengthy and too calculative, ma'am.
Ma'am,
It shouldn't be too
if there is no
confusing.
option
You're
given in the
allowed
question, then
to
how can
use
we do it?
calculators. What?
Ma'am, can you repeat
If
that?
there will be no question. Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
If there will be no option provided in the question, then how can we solve?
You won't be given questions like that. You will be provided with options. And if you're not given,
No, ma'am, there is a question in Gather assignment where the options are not given.
okay, which one?
Ma'am, I have sent that question in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 1 second.
Ma'am, can I ask one question?
Just 1 second. Which question is it from the graded assignment? The question number. Okay.
Ma'am, 11.
Ma'am, can you full stop?
1 second.
Question number 11, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So you've been given in question. Okay. Let's not solve it here completely.
Ma'am, are we solving the question that is given in the chat?
No, we're not solving that. We're just trying to see how it can be done.
The chat question, ma'am?
Yeah,
Can I suggest a way, ma'am, to do the chat question?
just 1 second.
Ma'am, there is the same pattern I have got by
can
solving
just-
this question
okay.
that you write on the slides.
You, all right, you have to find, see, there's what I know of, what I can remember right now is to minimize this thing using the derivatives. So you just take the derivative and then you equate it to 0 of this thing. So the equation that you finally get, you take the derivative of it and you equate it to 0.
Which
Ma'am, there is
derivative we have to
one
take it,
more.
ma'am? Y minus y dash ka square derivative. You are saying that?
Yeah. Derivative of that.
Derivative of
Ma'am.
all of them.
मैम
Yes.
इन दिस गिवन मैम जो आपने क्वेश्चन लिखा है स्क्रीन पे
Yes.
मैम उसका पहला एसएस की वैल्यू आता है जब m1 की वैल्यू हाफ रखते हैं तो 55 का स्क्वायर प्लस 108 का स्क्वायर सेकंड में आता है एसएस की 180 अरे यार सी स्क्वायर प्लस क्या लिखा है भाई 168 का स्क्वायर 168 188 का स्क्वायर तो मैम व्हिच वन इज बेटर मैम आंसर क्या होगा इसका मैम एसएस की वैल्यू 55 का स्क्वायर प्लस 80 का स्क्वायर हाँ
Did you solve the entire thing? Do you have the
Ma'am,
SSE for each option?
मैम why entire thing मैम 55 का स्क्वायर प्लस 108 का स्क्वायर और सेकंड वाले में है 180 का स्क्वायर प्लस 188 का
Use
स्क्वायर
the calculator and find what it is, no? Give me the
मैम
final
second SSC
SSE.
is more wait second SSC more than what going on मैम what happened
Ma'am, where is the question, ma'am? Is it in the chat?
You just have to find, yes, it's in the chat.
Can we solve it through your method of derivative? Can you tell us how to do it through the method of derivative?
You find the derivative of this equation and then you equate it to 0. Now for that you need to know this one's not a big deal. The derivative here will be this thing.
Ma'am, there is
then-
another way to solve this question.
Let us just solve, let's just do this thing first.
Okay.
You have this thing. And then you'll have 150 here. That's the derivative for the first part. And for the second one, you'll have 160 m plus 28 2 times. And you'll have 160 here. And then you equate this thing to 0. And then find the value of m.
Okay, ma'am. So this is one of the approach. Okay.
Yeah.
And if we will not go through the derivative thing, then we have to do by hit and trial. You're saying that?
Yeah. Just substitute these things and find out
Okay.
the SSEs for each part.
जिसमें सबसे कम आएगा वो m की वैल्यू बेस्ट होगी. Okay.
And yeah.
Ma'am, can we do this question by the minimum value of parabola is minus dy 4a? So can this be the right option, right method?
You can do that too.
Sorry,
That
ma'am?
also comes from the derivative one only. The parabola one that you're talking about, the minimum value of
Yes,
that
ma'am.
comes from the derivative thing only. So if you
That
have
is
a
minus
parabola,
that is minus d by 4 in ma'am.
Okay.
if this is your parabola, ax square plus bx plus c, to find the derivative,
Yes, ma'am.
which gives you 2ax plus b. So x is b by 2a negative. This is negative of b by 2a.
Okay.
So at this point, you are supposed to find the maximum or minimum depending on the parabola. If it is like this thing, this is going to be minus b by 2a, or if it is like this thing, this is going to be minus b by 2a.
But
The
there
x
is a
coordinates,
catch,
why
ma'am.
you will have to find.
Ma'am, but if we put the minus b by 2a and the value become maximum, then what we can do now?
Yeah, that's what will happen if but this is not in week 1. You have a separate week for parabola. Here you just need to know if you've been asked to minimize the SSE, what you do is you just take how you take the derivative part clear to everyone.
Yes, ma'am, that is clear.
Okay, ma'am.
I just want to make sure everyone is clear with it. We're on the same page, everyone.
मैम डेरिवेटिव पार्ट में मैम आपने चैन रूल लगाया है मैम.
Yeah.
मैम अगर दो पैराबोला आ रहे हैं तो उनको सेपरेटली उनकी मिनिमम वैल्यू निकालनी है कि दोनों को ऐड करने के बाद उनकी मिनिमम वैल्यू निकालनी है, जैसे मैम आपने ऊपर दिखाया अभी.
This is the entire function. No, this is, let's just call it a function of m. Let's just not use m because f is already there. This is the SSE, right? And your SSE is a function of m. So you minimize this entire thing. So you'll have to take the derivative of this entire thing.
So, ma'am, it is
not
equal
just
to
this
what?
thing.
When we are doing it 150m plus 30 ka square plus 160m plus 28 ka whole square, this is equal to SSE. When we do the derivative of it, the SSE becomes 0 and we will get the value of m.
Yeah. Just equate the derivative of SSE. I just want to make sure everyone knows how to calculate that. Every time you'll find the SSE, you just need to know the equation, the derivative of this type of equations. That's it. X
We have
minus
to
a
put it 0.
square.
And we have to put it
and
0 after after derivating it. That's all.
Yeah, just equate it to 0 and find the value of the variable. So to recap everything, what you do here is to minimize the SSE. First, you find the SSE. Let's just say it is a function of x or m. Then you take the derivative of SSE with respect to this m variable, and you equate it to 0. For example, in this case, you have 150m plus 30 square. You have this thing. So the derivative of this is this. This equation, this thing is the derivative of this one. And then you equate it to 0 to find the value of m. Is it fine now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Any other
ma'am.
doubt?
No.
Ma'am, but if we derive it, like if we are making it derivative, that can be highest value also, na?
That's why I was telling you to. This is in the parabolas thing. What we do here is when you'll have this thing, this is not in this V, but we can just do it here. When you solve this entire thing, it will be a parabola equation, right? So it will look like this. So the coefficient of m is going to be positive. You can test it now. If you solve this entire thing,
Okay, got it. The value of m
coefficient
would
will
be
be positive.
positive, so it would
The
always.
parabola is always of this form in this case.
Okay.
You
But
don't have
if
to worry about that.
but if m is negative, then
You have a square here.
okay, got it. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else?
मैम पैराबोला इक्वेशन कैसे आएगी ना, इक्वेशन मैम कट जाएगा ना, 2 से कट जाएगा, फिर 150 डायरेक्ट सॉल्व हो सकता है ना मैम. 150 160m minus 150 सीधे आंसर आ जाएगा.
What?
मैम जो आगे इक्वेशन बनेगी वो क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन कहाँ बनेगी मैम ना, 150m plus 132 कट जाएगा मैम, एंड वो कैंसिल आउट हो जाएंगे मैम.
This will be a quadratic equation only. You'll have m square, no? You'll have
No, ma'am.
150m whole square and one.
when you derived, जब आपने उसका डिफरेंशिएशन किया मैम चैन रूल से, उसके बाद जो
That's not a
इक्वेशन.
quadratic equation. We're talking about this one.
अच्छा, ठीक है.
This is a linear equation.
ओके मैम. तो मैम इसमें क्या कह रही थी आप, फंक्शन x पे डिपेंड करना चाहिए मैम, वो नहीं समझ में आया. आपने जो लेफ्ट
Which
लोअर.
one?
एक्चुअली
मैम
मैम ने कहा कि जो पैराबोला की इक्वेशन है उसमें m की वैल्यू हमेशा पॉजिटिव ही रहेगी, इसलिए हम उसका डेरिवेटिव करके 0 पुट कर सकते हैं.
You don't have to go there. You won't be given questions where you can't find the minimum.
ओके मैम. मैम जहाँ एसएससी एम करके लिखा है ना मैम, एसएससी एम मैम स्क्रीन पे,
Yes.
हाँ उसके नीचे मैम, इसके नीचे थोड़ा सा. हाँ मैम, ये क्या है?
SSE is a function, like when you write this thing, your f is a function of x. That's what it means, right? F is a function of, when you write this thing, you mean f is a function which you also call as y sometimes. So f is a function of x, that means y depends on x. So this means your SSE is a function of m, because this is your SSE and you have m here. So SSE is dependent on m, that's why we were writing it in this manner. SSE is a function of m.
ओके. सो माय क्वेश्चन इज कि एसएससी की जो इक्वेशन होगी वो हमेशा फंक्शन ही तो होगी ना मैम, तो वो चेक करना पड़ेगा पहले कि सीधे उसको डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे, मतलब चेक करना पड़ेगा फंक्शन है कि नहीं, ऐसा कुछ.
It will be a function only. It's a function. You don't have to check.
ओके 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 बस. ओके मैम, डाउट क्लियर मैम. थैंक.
Any other doubt? Anyone?
Ma'am,
Ma'am, I have doubt in question 3 and 4 of practice assignment.
Okay. One second.
Question number 3.
Just give me a second. This is the question you're talking about, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And let me just the options then.
मैम क्वेश्चन नहीं दिख रहा,
There are a lot of
थोड़ा बड़ा कर
options.
दीजिए.
Let's just is it fine now?
Yes, ma'am.
I've been given this thing. This is the data given to you, and first what you do is you just, a quick way to identify the options here is, let's just say x equals to, in 1965 consider your x to be 0, and for 2015 consider it to be, it will be 50, right? So if this is 0, this is 50. So at x equals to 0, this is this thing, x equals to 0, you have 19,000. For oil, you have 19,000. And then it increases. So if you check the initial values, O has the, like OX is the greatest initially. Let's just call the initial value as X1. And this as X2. So OX1 is greater than OXC. CX1, and then this is greater than GX1. This is greater than NX1, and this is the same as RX.
Ma'am, can you just scroll a little up so that we can get a little up, ma'am, a little bit up. Yeah, just wanted to see the question. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So how do you get this? This O is a function of X, right? Where this is X is the number of years. So when you take X1, 0, initially your OX1 is the greatest. So this is 1965 is when X1 is 0, right? So at X1 you have 1965. So initially you have this thing. The greatest value is for oil, then for coal, then for gas, then for nuclear, and then for renewable. So it should be in this order. But here when you see in this diagram, the initial value of O and C both is same. So this option can't be correct, right? So you can just skip this option because this option says that the initial value of oil and the initial value of coal is the same. Whereas this says that initial value is 19,000, this is 17,000, and they're not same. So this option can't be correct. Is this part clear to everyone?
Yeah, ma'am, this is clear, but when you said 1965, X1 is equal to 0 and 2015, X2 is equal to 50, why did you said X2 is equal to 50? What was the reason for that?
Okay, what we're doing is we're taking 1965 because we can't take 1965 here. So instead of 1965, we're on the x-axis, we're taking it to be 0, right? We're initializing this thing as 0. So if 1965 year is considered to be the 0th year, then 2015 should be considered the 50th year, right?
Okay, ma'am, 1965 minus 2015 minus 1965.
Because
Okay.
we can't have 1965, that will be way too much.
Yeah,
So
ma'am.
we've scaled it down, that's it.
Okay, with the difference of a
Instead-
linear one, we are
Yeah.
assuming that as a 50. 2015 minus 1965, so X is equal to 50. Okay.
Yes. Is this part clear to everyone? Does
Ma'am,
anyone know why
X1
we
is greater.
Yes.
Ma'am, why we take the difference?
What we're doing here is you have been given 1965 and 2015. So you can't actually take on the x-axis. It's very difficult for you to take 1965, then you go ahead and then you take 2015. So it's not going to matter. It will still remain the same. But isn't it easier for you to take this thing as 0? Because we don't need this entire thing, right? This is just you press. So you can shift this thing to 0. So this will be 0. So your 1965 year corresponds to 0 on x-axis. So
Okay, ma'am, it's clear.
2015 should correspond to x equals to 50, right?
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
1965, okay. 1965 plus 50 is 2015. And you've considered this to be the 0th year. So this should be the 50th year. Is this clear to everyone?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can
Ma'am,
you
you are saying that
मैम कैन यू मोर एक्सटेंड द ग्राफ ऑफ दिस ग्राफ मैम वाई एक्स पे एनर्जी भी बना के मैम समझा दीजिए इसको फिर
व्हाट
अरे यार द एनर्जी कंजप्शन इज शोन इन द वाई एक्सिस
the energy one you can take it to be as is. You don't have to change that.
No, ma'am. In a y-axis here and in x-axis here and y-axis in energy consumption. So, ma'am, can you please draw a clear graph. That's why can we tackle this problem.
The graphs are already given in the question. You don't have to draw the graph. You just have to identify which graph sits well with this data. That's all. So this graph cannot be correct.
Actually, all the SSC questions, the graph is actually not exact. We have to find which can be the kind of an exact graph. We have to assume it because.
But this is definitely not the graph. In this one, you don't even have to find anything. You just have to look at the graph. The first one is discarded because the initial value of oil is 19,000. Initial value of coal is 17,000. They're different, but this graph says the same. That's why this option is incorrect. Now we'll move on to the second option. The second option is this.
Ma'am,
Yes.
you are saying that O of x is greater than C of x because the slope of O is greater than the slope of C.
Oh no, it's look at the initial point. No, originally
Ma'am, actually,
OX1 is equal to 19,000 and CX1 is equal to 17,000, right? At x equals to 0, 1965, you've taken x equals to 0. So at that point, the initial value is given to be this thing. At x equals to 0, the oil is 19,000. This thing is given to be 19,000, and this whole function is given to be 17,000.
Okay, ma'am,
But
I
this
got it.
graph says that they both are same initially, which is not true. It says this.
Ma'am,
This is the problem.
can you copy paste the other options also,
Okay,
because when
ma'am.
you'll make it, it may not
Yeah,
be
yeah.
that much
I'll
precise.
just do it.
ma'am, can I calculate the slope of this graph? Oh, sorry, by this chart, and then identify which graph, which option is closest to which option is correct, I think.
Just wait a second. Yeah, what were you saying?
Ma'am, can I calculate the slope of this slope of the graph by using this table data?
Yeah, you can find the slope, but what are you going to do with it then?
Can we place
if you find the
ma'am, can
slope,
we copy the values also besides this, the question, so that it would be easier for us?
yeah, sure. Just give me a second.
मैम इसमें यही है ना कि ऑयल की प्राइसेस 2065 से 2015 तक कितनी बढ़ गई है ना?
Yes, brother.
This is
Then
it,
what's
right?
the best approach by math? By solving the line equation?
Let me just do the question first, and then you can ask your doubt. This is given to you. Now, as per the second option, C should be, this option says C of x1. That means C of 0. C of 0 is greater than O of 0, right? But that's not true either. So this option should be incorrect. Then moving on to this one, you can just try and test it. The initial values are aligned here. That means you want O. This is the equation that the initial values need to follow, right? This, that the initially the value of oil, this is the highest, then this one of coal, then gas, then natural, then nuclear, and then renewable. Same is the case here. First is your oil, then your coal, then gas, then both of these are same. See, initial value 2000, 2000, and here you have the same value for N and R initially.
So
And
this may
similarly,
be
you
fit.
can test.
This may be
Yeah,
a exact
this
fit, maybe.
could be. This could be the correct option. and then you check the final values here, they are also going to align with the data given. And then for the fourth part, let me just paste the fourth part here. For the fourth part, oil and this thing follows, and then it says that this thing, look, N and R are equal, that also follows initially. But then finally, when you look at it, this says that the nuclear finally, this is the final value, these are final values, and these are the initial values, right? So finally, this option says that the second highest value should be of nuclear, but this is not the second highest value here. 6,000 is not the second highest value, right? This is not the second highest value. So this option is incorrect as well. So the only possible option could be this one, third one.
Ma'am, because in fourth option, the second highest value they are showing is N, and it
Yeah.
should be of C, na?
Yeah, it should be C, 38,000.
Yeah. And we cannot define it by slope because the values are not given, so it would be a little confusing. So we can only see through
If
X
you
and
try
Y
to
values.
find, what happens is slope, in terms of slope, this is what happens. If you have, let's say, one line with M1 slope, one with M2, and one with M3. So the one with the greatest slope has the bigger angle with the x-axis. So if M1 is greater than M2 and M2 is greater than M3, and let's say this is for line L1, this is for line L2, this is for line L3, then this is going to be L1 with the greatest angle, then this is going to be L2, and this is going to be L2. This is L3, this is L2, this is L1.
Plus, ma'am, how do we know which slope is greater? We have to minus, na? Like 2015 का जो आया है output minus 1965 से
Yeah.
देखिए तो पता चलेगा
The
slope किससे
slope,
जाके.
you
हाँ.
have 2 points. No, you have 0,
Yes, ma'am.
19,000. For oil function, let's call it to be a function of x only. So for oil function, you have, this is 1 point, and the other point is 50, and this, right? These are 2 points. And then you can find the slope of these two by taking y1 minus y2. So this will be 49,000 minus 19,000, and then 50 minus 0.
मैम 50 माइनस 0 करने की जरूरत नहीं है क्योंकि वो तो हमेशा सबके लिए कॉमन ही होगा. 0 माइनस 50 तो
Yeah.
आएगा ही. हमें बस करना है 49,000 माइनस 19,000 जिसकी वैल्यू कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग ज्यादा है वो वी कैन से दैट
Yes.
कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग लाइन ऑफ द ग्राफ आई गेस.
तो मैम यहाँ x1 की वैल्यू 1965 है ना, और 50 की वैल्यू 2000 है. 2015. I'm correct?
Yeah, but we're not taking that. Once you've taken this thing to be x equals to 0 and this column to be x equals to 50, you can just forget about 2015 and 1965.
तो
They're not
एक्चुअली
needed.
मैम इसमें ओके, सो एक्चुअली इसमें मैम इंटरसेप्ट का भी कॉन्सेप्ट लगेगा और हम इंटरसेप्ट का भी डिफरेंस देखेंगे और m का भी डिफरेंस देखेंगे.
इसमें तो सीधा x और y से हो गया. सीधा मैम ने जो बताया ना x की वैल्यू 0 y की स्लोप की कोई जरूरत ही नहीं है इसमें. वो तो मैम एक्स्ट्रा बता रही है कि कोई अगर स्लोप से करना चाहे तो बाकी नॉर्मल x
This
और y की
question
वैल्यू
is
से हो जाएगा.
already done. You
It's
don't
already
need
done.
this all.
Yes, ma'am, we can move forward now if we can, or we can end. It's
Are
whatever.
there any other doubts though? Else we can end the session because it's already past 10. Are there any doubts?
No.
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, is there any calendar for the live classes when?
The
Just give me
calendar,
my
I
body to-
believe, is shared with you guys.
No,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
I have only this math session. When we will get the statics and CT session?
मैम yes ma'am, same here, same my doubt.
And
I think we
ma'am,
should-
What will be the difference in foundation and qualifier? Because I have done. So what will be the difference in foundation exam? Means it is on 25th October. What will be the difference?
Difference in qualifier and what?
This foundation level.
Foundation is like the entire level, the first level, and you have exams there, the qualifier. I'm not sure about it.
Ma'am, can I take
Maybe
the
I can
screenshot of the
see.
last question? I just wanted to take a screenshot, ma'am. Can I take the screenshot just if you can scroll a little up?
Yeah, sure.
मैम आई थिंक सी इज द री-अटेम्प्ट स्टूडेंट सो उसका Q1 में यही 4 वीक के
A
आएंगे
little more above, ma'am. A little more above, if you can. Yes, ma'am. More above. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, in the next session, we will discuss what so that we prepare and we revise all those things. We'll do the straight line only, or you'll introduce derivative and parabola?
Ma'am, can you please
Derivatives,
share
we
the
learn
PDF of the
later.
session?
What?
Yeah, ma'am. Repeat.
You will learn derivatives much later in your course. So you won't learn derivatives. You'll just do some questions from week 2.
So in the next class, we'll only discuss straight line, na, ma'am?
Yes, from week 2 you will be discussing things.
Okay, not week
Questions
3.
particularly from there.
Not week 3, ma'am.
Ma'am,
No,
how
week
many
2
weeks
only.
will
The next
come
session
in foundation exam?
in
Means,
foundation.
yeah, in October there is exam, right? So how many weeks will cover?
I think the October one has 4 weeks. I'll let you know in the other class. We have a class on Tuesday too. So,
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Thank you so much.
okay.
Ma'am,
Yeah, all right.
how we know when the timing of class when we class held?
Actually, if you
classes
go to the
all
Google
it
Meet
will
and
be on.
take the calendar, in the Google Calendar, you can see every class, whether stats, maths, or anybody. Just see the Google Calendar, fix it, sync it with your account. You will see.
लेकिन इस टॉपिक की नोटिफिकेशन नहीं आता भाई ऐड तो कर लिया कैलेंडर में
ध्यान रखो कि कब
आता
होनी
है
है
भाई
नोटिफिकेशन ऑन करना पड़ता है
नोटिफिकेशन ऑन करिए
हाँ ऑन है फिर भी नहीं आता है पता नहीं क्या
आता है भाई 10 मिनट पहले आता है
नोटिफिकेशन
आता है
तुम्हें
भाई सबका
स्पेशली
आता
जो
है
तुम्हारा कैलेंडर है ना जैसे मैथमेटिक्स सब्जेक्ट है
हाँ
उसके लिए
हाँ हाँ
स्पेशली
हाँ हाँ
जाके
हाँ
करना पड़ेगा
हाँ 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 फिर भी नहीं आता है
भाई फोन में
क्या
आता
हाँ
है
हाँ हाँ
फिर भी नहीं आता
वही
है
तुम्हारे फोन में दिक्कत है
तो फिर याद रखो आप कि कब क्लास होने वाली है यही ऑप्शन होता
नहीं
है
मैं पूछ रहा
Okay,
हूँ अब सुबह कब होगी सुबह क्लासेस किसकी है
if
आपको
there
देखना ही
are
पड़ेगा
no
गूगल
doubts from
कैलेंडर।
week 2 anymore, we can just end the session here.
मैम देयर इज वन थिंग मेरे को एक
Yes,
चीज बताओ
ma'am.
मैम मेरा फाउंडेशन चल रहा है मेरे को मैम डिस्कोर्स जो है ना उसमें मेरे को ईमेल भेजूंगा मैं आईआईटी मद्रास वालों को क्योंकि जो डिस्कोर्स में मैं डाउट पूछना चाहता हूँ तो हाउ टू एक्सेस द डिस्कोर्स ऑफ आईआईटी मद्रास
Yes, same, ma'am. I'm not getting the invitation link.
Yes, ma'am. Same here. For the discourse thing, I have my email ID, the official email ID given by IIT Madras, the student email ID. But what is the password? I don't know that.
अच्छा भाई वो मैं बता दूंगा तुम वो उसी लिंक पे नीचे करो फिर वहां पे एक्सेल की फाइल होगी उसके
क्या
लेफ्ट साइड में लिखा है
आराम से
Ma'am,
बताओ क्या
I
क्या बोल रहे
got the
हो
invitation
if you
link,
don't
but
know
there is no link that is not working for the discourse discussion.
बट
कैसे बताया
हिंदी
आपने
में
लिंक
बोल
कैसे
भाई
आएगा लिंक कैसे आएगा डिस्कोर्स का
भाई उसके नीचे डिस्कोर्स नहीं भाई उसमें एक मेल होगी मेल के नीचे जहाँ पे आपकी मेल वहां होगी 25F करके 300 ऐसे कुछ
मतलब
उसके
ईमेल
बाद मेल
उन्होंने
के
भेजा
नीचे
होगा आईआईटी मद्रास वालों ने जो ईमेल भेजा है
हाँ
उसी में देखूँ ना मैं
हाँ
भाई
वो
जो
लोग
मेल
भेजते हैं वो लोग मेल
तो उसमें
उसी ड्राइव में
इनवाइट लिखा हुआ है तो उस पर क्लिक करें
नीचे लिंक होगी दो लिंक होगी एक लिंक लेफ्ट साइड में जाओगे क्लिक करोगे तो उसमें उसमें वो तुम्हारा पासवर्ड होगा वो जल्दी क्लिक करना नहीं तो एक्सपायर भी हो जाता है भाई
हेलो ब्रदर अरे भाई
ईमेल
पासवर्ड
पे
तो
ना
रीसेट कर सकते
Okay,
हो
हाँ
can
जो
you guys
ईमेल आई
discuss
है
it after the class? I'm ending the
आई थिंक
class.
मैम का टाइम
You
वेस्ट हो रहा
can
है तो
just
मैम आप अगर लीव करो या फिर
yeah.
या
ओके
मैम
मैम
थैंक यू मैम
I'll
थैंक यू
end the class.
I'll just
थैंक
post
यू
it.
मैम
Thank you so much, ma'am. You have amazing patient level. Thank you.
Thank you
यस
everyone for
मैम
joining.
यस मैम
your
एब्सोल्युटली
handwriting is
थैंक यू
good
मैम
Namaste,
thank
ma'am.
you ma'am
ब्रदर
हाँ
भाई मेरे को पूछना है कि जो हमारा मेडिकल सर्टिफिकेट का ये डेट है इसके लिए मतलब आज है ना
15
इसकी लास्ट डेट
15 अक्टूबर।
या 15 अक्टूबर है?
मेडिकल कैसे मतलब समझा नहीं।
तो मेडिकल सर्टिफिकेट है ना वो भरना है उसके
भाई
अंदर।
किसको मेल एक्सेस नहीं हो रही भाई, मैं बता दूंगा यार। उसमें जो एक तुम्हारे पास एक मेल आई होगी, मेल के नीचे 2 लिंक दी होगी
भाई
यार।
व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप ज्वाइन कर लो यार, उसमें आराम से बात कर लेंगे, यहाँ पे भी खत्म होने वाला है ये।
हाँ यार इसको खत्म करो जल्दी,
हाँ
व्हाट्सएप
यार,
ग्रुप पे आ जाओ।
चैट में है, चैट में व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप का लिंक है, ज्वाइन कर लो।
अबे नहीं टेलीग्राम दो, उसमें